before the actual start of the podcast, welcome in people that are watching. We're just trying to get the link out before we do the podcast like we did last week, so bear with us for a minute. But as you can see, only two of us. It's about to get real intimate up in this bitch.
We may even go shirtless. It depends.
It depends.
Yeah. Like adult diapers.
Yeah. Somebody might need some of those.
Possibly me.
Possibly.
More than likely me.
Yeah, let me... Oh, you're already sharing it, so I'm sure we good. Oh, shit. Alright, let's see. I probably should share it too. I'll just do it from my phone. It's easier than loading it up on my fucking computer too.
Oh, that's a topic we can cover.
What's that?
About who the Kings sent over to Berlin today.
Oh, yeah. That is a good topic, actually. We'll make sure we cover that. That is a good one. I like that.
Can't think of anywhere else to post it, so...
Yeah. Let's see. We are live, so I'm gonna... No, I need to share this. Fuck. Turn it down. Share. Ugh. Excuse me. Wish I could share. Isn't there a way to share it on like Instagram?
No, I don't think so.
That's fucking bullshit.
It's some horse shit.
It's some horse shit.
That's some doo-doo cocka bitch.
Some doo-doo butt.
Some doo-doo cocka doo-doo.
Yeah, I'll post it here. Let's see. Let's see what's on tap. Oh, okay. I do need to post this stuff. Boom. I saw Gentleman's posts on the fattening.
Yeah.
Is that what you're laughing at?
No.
Okay. I'm not going to say anything.
That bitch. Couscous. The food's so nice they named it twice.
That's from something, right?
Yeah, dude, that's from fucking Pineapple Express.
Oh, duh. Okay. I know I recognize that. I was like,
he puts his hands in it.
I'm reading it, though. But when you're like reading it, it doesn't...
He puts his hands in it and he goes, it's still warm. They've been here.
It's been here. All right, let's see. So we got all these... I'll at least say... I think we're good now, right? We posted this bitch. Facebook is live. 2 people are watching. 3. Up 2. One of them's probably your daughter. That's okay.
Hell yeah.
Hi, Amelia.
Jay Gabriel. Hey. Oh, did you send the link to that dude on Twitter?
I posted it. I told him that it would be on Twitter, and gave him our podcast link. But yeah, I might as well just send it to him. Huh?
Hey, Jay Gabriel. What's cracking, my dude?
Let's see. I'm going to post it to this guy before we... Oh, hold on. I got to go over to this one. Shit. Trust me, we're not wasting time here. Let's see. Let's tweet this motherfucker. I'll tweet our YouTube about that.
Who's a cock?
Somebody's a cock. Who's Jay Gabriel?
I am what I eat.
Oh yeah, let me post. Oh no, I'm not gonna post those. That's gonna be way too hard to read. If I post those as a comment. All right. You want me to start this intro up? Yeah?
Let's get it.
All right. We going live, bitches.
Meanwhile, connected back on and rushing back out with it is Cirelli. Plays it back in and goes burrowing in after it. Pumped it on further and continued to work. Coming by now is Goodrow. Goodrow around behind. Oh, it's Cirelli! Scores! Or does he? Yes! Cirelli has scored in overtime. And the Tampa Bay Lightning are going to the Stanley Cup Finals.
Welcome back, Plugs and Thugs, episode 72. For those watching, you would know there's only two of us. About to get real intimate up in this bitch. But this is Daniel. And
what's going on, everybody? This is Zach, and before we get started on anything, a couple of weeks back, I did shave a smiley face into my chest. Somebody said they would pay me in chicken nuggets, and it has been paid. The debt has been paid.
Holy shit, he actually sent it. And how many nuggets was that?
Hold on a minute.
Yeah, it's okay. And for those of you just listening, Zach is on live stream here, pulling out his chicken nuggets that were delivered by our boy, Real Gentleman, who told Zach if he shaved a smiley face in his chest hair and went live on the live stream, he would send 40 chicken nuggets, right?
Yeah, he sent 30. But, dude, he sent me all these sweet and sour because he wants me to take my shirt off and pour them all over myself. Like, I don't know, bro. Like, making me feel kind of awkward that he wants me to take my shirt off all the time. And now I'm getting paid to take my clothes off. Like, I feel like a prostitute here.
Nothing wrong with that. It's okay. It happens. What's up, Adam? Welcome in.
But I will be eating chicken nuggets.
Yeah, that's perfect. You eat away, Zach. You know, we do that. We drink, we eat, take care of business here. But that's hilarious. Gentlemen, that's fantastic. I know Zach appreciates it. Those nuggets probably are delicious, right? They nice and warm?
They are exquisite.
Ooh, what a word. But yeah, so it's just Zach and I tonight. Scott is actually... Yes, salute. Scott is actually next week going to Ohio for extended period of time. He will be joining us on the podcast next week. He's just got a lot of packing and stuff to do. So he didn't join us. And then we got Alex, who wasn't able to make it tonight either.
Some technical difficulties.
Yeah, real technical difficulties.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's G. G's in here. Okay. He's watching. He said to enjoy your nuggets.
Oh, I will.
Perfect.
Oh, I will. I'm going to drink this beer, and then I'm going to start slathering my body in chicken nuggets.
Polynesian sauce.
I'm going to make it rain in chicken
there
nuggets.
It is. RGM keeps his promises. Sent you 30, didn't want your diarrhea to be hilariously bad.
I haven't had a solid shit in like 6 years, bro. So, I mean, fuck it, I guess. Who goes to the doctors?
What are those?
Oh, before we get into our shenanigans here, I don't know if I've never pumped this on here. Obviously, I do the We Are Los Angeles podcast, but I also have another podcast with one of my buddies that I started the We Are LA podcast with, named Dave. We're going to be recording our second episode. We're going to be doing it live, just like this,
nice.
On Thursday. Zach and Dave make a podcast where we, kind of just go on air and just start talking shit about whatever we want to talk shit about. So
yeah, I know the first one was funny.
Let me know.
First one was funny. I remember that. That was a while ago, though.
Yeah, if there's anybody that I have like that kind of chemistry with, it's that guy.
Yeah,
because I mean we've had sex before, so. So I mean, yeah, we have that intimate chemistry, dude.
Oh, perfect. We're about to make some of that now.
Let's do it.
So appreciate you guys tuning in on the live stream. Those that are listening, we had more of a discussion point here. Obviously, the NHL Awards were announced yesterday, and people decided to share their ballots. Not share their ballots. The standings and results came in on how many people voted for first, second, third, fourth, and fifth, and how many votes each got. So that was really entertaining when that got released, and it led to a question from Millsy that asked Is Tristan Jarry the 5th best player in the NHL this season?
No, absolutely not.
No, absolutely not. And we will discuss that further as we actually go through the awards. You'll understand why somebody actually did list a 5th place vote for Tristan Jarry on the Hart. That's why. So it was really interesting to see some of those points get added up, but we'll go through those later. I'll probably share my screen for those watching, but we'll touch on that. It's really fun. But that leads us right into the NHL award winners, and then we'll touch on a couple of the funny voting ideas that I'm sure Zach has different ideas than I do on some of them, and we'll touch on that a little bit. I did pin it on our Discord, Zach, if you can't. If you don't have it handy, or and I'll also probably share it too. But we'll start with the GM of the year. Lou Lamoriello won that. That is for the New York Islanders.
That is deserved, man. He completely churned them around, dude. Well, I don't want to say churn them around, but they were kind of headed in the wrong direction, and he just righted that ship, dude.
Started with him hiring Barry fucking Trotz.
Barry fucking Trotz. Chicken fucking McNuggets.
And they look delicious. But yeah, I mean, very, very well deserved. We don't have any funny voting on that one. That's very, very deserved. I mean, I think he got pretty much a majority or 90% of the first place votes on that anyway. But congratulations to Lou Lamoriello on that. Islanders obviously out. Why Adam asks why isn't the award named after Lou at this point? Yeah, it's probably a fair question there. I mean, he has won it a lot.
Great GM.
Yeah,
I just don't agree with this whole no facial hair shit, dude.
Yeah, well, he's like the Yankees of the NHL. They don't allow that shit either.
Idiots. Facial hairs for men.
And men play hockey.
Yes. The next award, the Jack Adams went to Bruce Cassidy. That's another one that's deserved, man. I mean, they were just a great fucking team all year.
So fair point on this one that was brought up, I believe, in our Discord or maybe a discussion we had. Bruce Cassidy winning it. It's not really it's not really bad to name him that, but at the same time, they're saying like somebody brought up like as stacked as Boston is, it's almost like John Cooper winning the award. Like I know you still have to build lines and put the lineups out there and have the game plan, but I mean, wasn't there probably some other coaches that were dealing with a lesser group that were more deserving than Bruce Cassidy this year?
The only name that I can think of is John Tortorella. Where did he finish in that?
I think he finished third, actually, if I remember correctly. Let's see.
We don't have.
I do have it pinned. That one usually isn't. I don't know if they shared that one. That was one. I feel like they're assholes and don't share any of the coaching ones. People only care about players.
Yeah, Torts definitely deserved it. I'd also say Rick Bowness, man. He deserves that as well.
Yeah. See, that's another one. I mean, that is a lesser. It's not that they have untalented players. It's based on the talent that Boston has and the track record that they're
not Boston. Let's be real here.
Exactly. But no, I mean, still deserving. Lady Bing was Nathan McKinnon. Not really a shocker on that one.
He just seems like such a nice guy.
Yeah, I mean, he's a nice guy, and he...
Have you ever looked into his eyes? It's like listening to the Beatles for the first time.
Where's that from?
Where's that from? Do you know where that's from?
Nope, don't remember.
That's super bad, dude.
See, it's all these movies I know. And
that's all I do, bro. That's all I do is I just quote movies.
And you're good at it.
Well,
but this one here, let's see.
Stephen Ferriccioli from the We Are Los Angeles Hockey Club. Hey, what's up, buddy?
Oh, what's going on, Stephen?
He's a big Tampa Bay Light. He knows a lot about their prospects, man.
Nice. Well, that probably would have helped when Alex was getting a couple of things wrong a couple weeks ago that were pointed out later.
Oh, that was him that was pointing it out, actually.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
having him live on the show would have been really helpful.
Perfect.
It would have bailed Alex out. Lady Bing was another one. I think the only ones that were released that we saw, this is for the Calder, the Vesna, the Norris, and the Hart. So those are the ones we kind of have some interesting things to talk about. Nathan McKinnon's not really a shocker on that. Like you said, it's an award that goes with high level of excellence on the ice, as well as somebody that exhibits, basically sportsmanship, being a nice guy. He's kind of known like that around the hockey. Let's see. Next, Selke, Sean Couturier won that.
If it didn't go to him, it needed to go to Ryan O'Reilly.
Ryan O'Reilly finished third, I believe, in that voting. He finished behind who were the three finalists? It was Couturier, Ryan O'Reilly. And I know he finished third because I was like, wow, they actually put him. He actually finished third behind who the fuck was the other finalist?
I'm not sure.
Mark Stone. That's who it was. Was it Mark Stone? I know he was in the top 5.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he did or not, but I don't know, man. I kind of have a weird feeling about a winger finishing like in the top 3.
Yeah, it's interesting, but I think all 3 finalists were definitely capable. I think we all actually thought it was going to be Ryan O'Reilly.
Yeah,
we did predict that. Did not happen, but Sean Couturier had a really good season.
Yes, he did.
And he just played 200 foot. Yeah,
Adam said should have gone to Stone, but I just disagree with that, man. Like as a winger, like you're not tasked with defending like a number 1 center. Like on the other, you're tasked with defending a defender, right? I mean, yes, he plays the penalty kill and he does it really well, but I honestly the Selke just needs to go to a center, and the reason being, as a center, not only do you have to worry about putting up points, but you also have to shut down the other team's opposing center or the other team's center, So I don't know. Going to a winger just kind of, I don't think so. Not in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I think the other 2 are just better options. I mean, the thing is it would be different if it was just, the other options that we had were not known as being such superior, 200-foot ice players at and locking down the centerman, like, Ryan O'Reilly and obviously Couturier. That's kind of what their task was, and they're just so good at it. It's like Kopitar and Bergeron. It's like they're just so good at it, and everybody knows. So it's just hard to say, oh yeah, Mark Stone is more deserving than those guys to get it.
I agree.
Next one, Ted Lindsay went to Leon Draisaitl. He had the most points. I mean, and Ted Lindsay voted on by the players.
He's a fucking stud, man. He's an absolute stud. He just needs some wingers, bro. That's what it is. He just needs some wingers.
Yeah, they try to split him up. He had such a fantastic year too, and that's back-to-back years that he had really
amazing
good
numbers. Yeah,
yeah. So definitely deserving, and obviously his peers voted on that, so they see the kind of player he is. So that's an award a lot of players really strive to get, because that's honored by your hockey brethren. So that's pretty cool. Good for him. Next, the Calder. Not really a shocker here. Cale Makar from the Avalanche goes on to win this.
I mean, who's really up against him? I mean, I know who was up against him, but still, yeah. I mean, nobody really had the same kind of year that he had as far as the rookies go.
No, I mean, so Quinn Hughes finished second, and Dominic Kubalik finished third.
That's the only person I would think would give Cale Makar a run for his money was Dominic Kubalik.
Yeah, and the thing is, the surprising thing while I'm looking at this, aside from another thing I'll throw out there, but to see how many points behind Kubalik was is kind of a shock to me, because I mean, just the tear he went on, he was consistent all year long. And when he was racking up those goals, he was like setting records, if I remember correctly, on how many goals he was scoring. And he had back-to-back hat tricks early in the season. Yeah. I mean, to see him finish, so Cale Makar had 1,538 points. Quinn Hughes finished second with 1,337, and Kubalik finished third with 554. He got no first-place votes, 2 second-place votes. And then, a shit ton of third and fourth place votes. He got 75 third place votes and 48 fourth place votes with 2 fifth place. That was kind of a shocker to me to see the disparity there, because like I kind of agree with you. As much as Alex and I talked about how much we like Quinn Hughes, I would beg to differ. I think this season, Dominik Kubalik was the only other person that could have, in my mind, gave Makar a run.
They should have finished 1 and 2 for sure. Like you were saying, man, Kubalik just was on a tear throughout a majority of the season, on a bad Chicago team. And he didn't. I mean, Ferraccioli brings up a great point. Like, you could light the lamp if you had Taves setting you up. I mean, Taves can thread a needle with that puck, but still, I mean, he still has to finish it. But,
I mean, they've had enough rookies there that didn't finish at the rate that he was there. I mean, even when what's his name was on fire 2 years ago. DeBrincat. I mean, he went on a tear too, but what Kubalik did, I mean, I know playoffs doesn't count for it, but dude, they came back from, this is just more of our point on how consistent they were off for 3 months, and he came back and just completely, he didn't miss a beat in the playoffs when they played their round. It was insane to watch. But the only other thing was kind of crazy to see here. I mean, it was kind of crazy just that he got a vote. Matt Roy actually got a 5th place vote.
My boy, Matt Roy.
So the crazy part is, I know we talked about, Matt Roy being a good player, and he's definitely shown that he's a very capable D-man. I was actually surprised when I saw he played 70 games. He played every game. I feel like, I know it was only 1 5th place vote, but to see him in the top, I think it was the top 12 of the Calder voting, I know that's a still significant amount of rookies that got votes. It was just kind of crazy to see, because when you think of a Calder and getting the votes, I mean, you think of somebody that you remember being an impact player throughout the season, as a rookie. I mean,
quiet.
He's quiet consistency, which is good. I'm glad he got a vote.
I bet you that's Dennis Bernstein, or maybe
It wasn't. Somebody shared it earlier on who it was.
Good for him, though. I'm glad. I'm happy for him. He deserves it, man.
He does. He deserves a vote. It was no, who was it? I don't even know. Anyways, doesn't matter. It's probably some random. It wasn't. I thought it was like Bernstein or something like that too, but it was not.
Was it Dillman? No.
No. That's what I was thinking, but it wasn't.
I want to know who voted for him, dude.
I know. I have it. I think it's on the Discord somewhere.
Who watched that much Kings hockey that's not a Kings writer that's like, hey, he deserves a 5th place vote, man? I mean, honestly, bro,
it's true. That's what I'm saying. Like,
outside of LA, nobody knows who fucking Matt Roy is, dude. Okay. Everybody pronounce it as Wah, too, just because they see his last name like that.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, obviously.
If you don't know who he is, quiet two-way number 2 defense, like number 2 right D, like on the LA Kings. He's going to be there for a little while.
Yeah,
really, really quiet. Really, really good defensively.
Yeah, he is very, very good. I agree. So that was nice to see, but it was kind of a shock to actually see somebody on there.
Yeah, from the Kings.
Yeah, especially the year we had too. That was the surprising part. Like, he actually got nominated.
Stephen Ferraccioli. I don't know if you want to highlight that. That's hilarious.
See. What do you say? Let's do it.
Roy is
in Ontario, California.
Dude, he's going to be on the Kings blue line for a while, man. And speaking of the Kings and the Calder, you're going to be seeing some Kings up there in the next couple of years, dude. Gabe Velarde next year. Watch, he's going to take it.
Ooh, I like it. I like the call. That'll be
You
nice.
heard it here first, folks.
You heard it here early.
E5 confirmed.
Next, we have the Vezina Trophy. I saw you give a thumb or a finger here.
Somebody said in our Discord, and it makes 100% sense why he got it. Hallebuck led a mediocre Winnipeg Jets team into the playoffs.
Oh yeah, he backpacked their asses so hard.
Yep.
He had a
such a good backstop.
fantastic year.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, he had a great year. I mean, it kind of sucked. Obviously, at some point, you can only do so much as a goalie. But he did. He backpacked their season. He got them into the playoffs. So he won the Vezina.
You can't always go to Vasilevsky or Vasilevsky.
So Vasilevsky actually finished third behind Tuukka Rask, finishing second.
Tuukka Rask had an unreal year too.
He did. Some inconsistency he's known for, but he did have a really, really good year. Markstrom finished fourth, and Merzlikins finished fifth.
Merzlikins. I mean, good for that kid.
Darcy Kemper even got a vote.
Darcy Kemper is well-deserved.
Yes, I agree. It's kind of shocking. He's tied with Jordan Bennington and Tristan Jarry with 1 point.
He had a hell of a year, man. He's a really good backstop.
He couldn't stay healthy, though. I think that's why he only got the one vote.
Yep.
Down the stretch,
yep.
He split too much time with
Antti Ranta or what? Blackwood or Mackenzie? No, not Mackenzie.
Whoever
Blackwood.
stayed healthy.
Wedgwood?
Wedgwood came over there. I mean, they had a rotating thing. None of their goalies can stay healthy. Ranta got hurt too.
Hellebuck had clods in front of him. It's true.
It's true. Yeah, it is.
I mean, they completely fucked that decor up before the beginning of this year, dude.
Yeah.
And you had Bufflin just leaving, like, oh no, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, I'm out. Tired of doing it here. So next, we got the Norris. Roman Josi won that.
Personally, I feel like it should have gone to John Carlson because at the beginning of the season, the dude had more points than most forwards. Now, granted, this is based off. Yeah, it's not all points and stuff, but I just think John Carlson had a good year.
He had a great year. He plays good defensively. He's not a Mike Green where he gets burned all the time and just gets points. John Carlson plays his position, and yeah, he had a fantastic year for points. Victor Hedman finished third. Any of those three, obviously, completely deserving. But I mean, I think we all kind of thought the same. I think we all thought John Carlson was going to win this one this season. But Roman Josi, fantastic defenseman in his own right.
He is.
And Nashville hasn't been the team, they've been, the last few years. They weren't as solid this season. Had some players go down to injury. They traded away Subban. That's kind of where they're at. But he had a fantastic year. He won. Congratulations to him. Just around of the top five, Pietrangelo and Jacob Slavin. They were the top five.
Jacob Slavin is an awesome defenseman, man.
Yes, he is.
Deserves to be in that. One thing I do want to bring to light: Drew Doughty tied for 19th on this list with 1 5th place vote.
Tied with Jonas Brodin.
With that big contract extension. Hey, as a Kings fan, I'm going to say this, and kill me if you will. That's a bit too high for Doughty on that list, dude. He's not the defenseman he used to be at this point in his career. Can he turn it around? Yeah, 100%.
We have a shit team.
He's a great defenseman, but I don't think he deserved to be on that list at all.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Drew can't hit the net, Doughty. He
cannot hit the net. This is true. But yeah, I mean, it was kind of, I'm glad to see Slavin and Pietrangelo get theirs. And they actually had Carolina. We talk about how great their defensive core is. They had 2 guys finish in the top 10. So,
yep.
Very deserving for them. And we finally got the Hart Trophy here. Leon Draisaitl won that as well. It's MVP. I mean,
What can
usually
you say?
when you win when whoever wins the Ted Lindsay usually wins the Hart as well. Obviously, there's circumstances where that doesn't happen, but it's pretty normal.
What can you say, man? The guy's just he's a generational talent for sure.
Yeah, he's great. So he is the first German-born player to win the Hart Trophy, and the fourth in Edmonton Oilers history. Gretzky did it 8 times, but Mark Messier and Connor McDavid were the other 2.
Elite company.
Yeah, good for him. I did put this note in there for the Hart. That was kind of shocking to me. Somebody else pointed it out. I did not dig this out just because I love him. 2 people actually left Nathan MacKinnon completely off their voting.
That's interesting. I wonder why.
He finished second, pretty close second. Draisaitl had 1,309 points. MacKinnon with 1,162. Panarin obviously was the other finalist. He finished third. That was pretty shocking. I don't know why people leave. I mean, they probably left him off, and then you have the likes of JT Miller, who got a vote. Tristan Yarry got a vote. A Hart. These other players you can't really talk. I mean, that was kind of surprising.
Jacob Markstrom.
Jack Eichel is finished 8th with 14 points. I mean,
what are people doing with their lives, dude?
I don't know. Like, how do you leave clearly, somebody that should have gotten at least a second or third place vote this season on a Hart, and you completely leave them off. Not even a fourth or fifth place vote. That's just surprising. I don't know. People are just crazy, like you said. I don't really know what to say about that.
Tristan Jarry. I mean, JT Miller deserves to be on that list. JT Miller is a fucking stud, but still.
He is. But I mean, the thing is my point wasn't that Miller didn't deserve a point or anything like that. It's just you have people voting for them, and then you've got guys that are leaving Nathan MacKinnon completely off the list there. It's weird.
Connor McDavid finished 5th. Wow.
Yeah.
He only had 1 first place vote.
I mean,
That's interesting.
It is, but I mean, Draisaitl was clearly. It's weird to say. I mean, he's clearly the better. He was the better player this season for sure.
I agree. Wholeheartedly agree.
So I mean, at that point, you're splitting votes, and I mean, it's still crazy that he finished top 5 at that point.
Yeah.
But then the last voting thing. There's they do the first and second team of All-Stars. Second team was Rask, Hedman, Pietrangelo, McKinnon, Kucherov, and Marchand. The first team was Hellebuck, Carlson, Roman Josi, Leon Draisaitl, David Pastrnak, and Artemi Panarin.
Who wins if they were to play each other?
Ooh, that is a good question. I like that question posed here.
I'm going second team.
I'm going second team too. I'm looking at it. You got McKinnon, Kucherov, and Marchand
up front
with Hedman and Pietrangelo. Yeah, that's dirty.
That second team's the winning all day, every day. If any of you guys who are tuned in right now can see, let's see if we can get a vote. Let me share my screen real quick.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, you share it. Go for it.
See if any of these guys want to
give their own. Yeah, I like it. I forgot to share. I was going to do that, but.
Where are we? Right there. Can you see it?
Here you go. I just added to the stream. There you go. What are your votes, Adam, Steven, whoever else is watching?
Yeah. Who do you think would win in just head-to-head? Second All-Star team or the first All-Star team? Both Daniel and I think it'd be the second All-Star team just because of these 3 right here. That is just an awesome forward group to go up against. Not taking anything away from them, but I don't know. Just going right there. That's a bit wild.
Yeah, Kucherov and McKinnon just nuts already, but then you throw in a Marchand. Adam says the first line, huh?
First team.
Oh,
got Steven saying second.
Yeah. All right, Adam, you lose.
but not. I mean, this is a bit off topic. Maybe we could talk about it at the end. But Steven saying Carlson looking like an albatross. Yeah, we can get into that at the end if we have time. Because I think you're onto something there.
Yeah. No, I'm. Let's do it. But yeah, so those are the topics we wanted to touch on today. Obviously, the voting is pretty important. Usually, obviously, there's the NHL Awards they do in Vegas or wherever else, and this year obviously can't do that. So they did a 30-minute virtual award ceremony yesterday. It's kind of cool. Steven said that he had on his first team, first All-Star team. Hellebuck is with traffic cones again.
They just get walked around, dude.
That's funny. But yeah, then we'll kind of jump right in here. Obviously, there's only one series going on now. It's the Stanley Cup Final. We got the Dallas Stars and Tampa Bay Lightning. It's tied 1-1, so no sweep. That's good. We're gonna get a nice
7-game series.
I sure hope so. That'd be nice. It'd be entertaining for us because we're not fans of either. So
yep. I just want to see them beat each other to death.
Yeah.
Like gladiator style.
Give us a completely entertaining series. Just beat the shit out of each other.
Are you not entertained?
Corey Perry can, grab people around the neck and give them sleeper holds again.
Oh, that was awesome. That was awesome. You know what I love about the playoffs, dude? Teams who would normally not fight each other or get into scuffles with each other and stuff end up fighting each other. When the fuck has there ever been bad blood between Tampa Bay and Dallas? But we're gonna fight now, guys. You know what I mean? Like, I love it.
We're about to slug it out.
Just love it.
So this is an interesting note here on the final. John Cooper and Stan Bonus, they're making history.
Rick
Bonus. Sorry,
yeah, Rick
they
Bonus.
Put Stan on fucking NHL. Way to go, NHL.
Rick Bonus.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought that's
Stan Bowman.
Stan Bowman, and yeah, they mixed it up. They fucked me up because I just copied that. They make history as it's the first time that the coach and former assistant face off in the Stanley Cup Final.
Interesting.
That's pretty cool.
The master and the pupil.
The pupil.
I love it.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I saw that. That was like a big headline going into the final. But let's get right into the meat and potatoes of the series so far. I mean, 1-1. It's been entertaining. That's for
very
sure.
Entertaining. See, the thing that I really like about Dallas, they have the talent to keep up with Tampa Bay's talent, right? Like if Tampa Bay wants to play a run and gun type style, Dallas has the talent to do that, and they have the system to do it.
They did it better in game one.
Yeah, what I see Dallas doing though is getting Tampa Bay to play their game, which is more of I don't want to say like grind you down, but they're shutting Tampa Bay's forwards down a lot better than Tampa Bay's forwards are getting to like the front of the net. Even though game 2, Tampa Bay they got to the front of the net and paid dividends on the power play.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with that. I mean, the same thing. It's like Dallas comes out game 1 and got a 4-1 victory. I mean, I'm sure not a lot of people, most people were probably thinking if somebody's going to come out run and gun game 1, Tampa Bay was going to get the 4-1 win because everybody knows their offense and, the firepower they have. But Dallas came out and gave it to them. They did it better in game 1. And then in game 2, yeah, they lost 3-2. They gave up 3 goals in the first period.
In 3 minutes and 53 seconds. But then the rest of the game, phenomenal.
Oh, yeah. It was a
surprise they didn't tie it.
It was a 3 minute and 53 second lapse. 2 of those goals on the power play.
Yeah.
That was a second straight game I saw when I was watching. They said it was a second straight game, obviously game 1 and 2, that they had 3 penalties in the first period.
And they're
game 1, they shut it down. Yeah, they were that penalty across the middle.
Well, Alexiak, terrible.
Alexiak, that was completely. All he didn't have to hook him. With his arm.
He didn't have to do anything.
I know, but if you're going to run, like they were talking about it on the broadcast, people run into each other all the time across, the neutral zone, and try to bump them. It's the playoffs. I get it, but the minute you go and use that extra hand, the offhand and pull them at any point, hook them with your arm, whatever it is. Once you use that the other hand, the free hand to do anything, you're getting called. Why do it? It's stupid.
I will agree with Adam to a certain extent that the refs did call some soft penalties, but some of those were just absolute fucking boneheads, dude. That Alexiak penalty that led to a goal, bonehead. You don't need to do that.
There's no reason to.
No, and it led to a fucking goal. And the penalty that Pavelski took right before that, don't need to I don't even remember what it was, but it was egregious. I was like, yeah, he tripped. Oh, I think he turned the puck over or something, and then he just jammed his stick into the skates. It's like, should he not be called for that? Of course he's going to be called for that. He blatantly tripped him.
Yeah, and right after you turn it over, so they're already looking for it because they know you're frustrated.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just dumb penalties. But it's something they can correct so fast. That's why I really think, especially since that game 2 was a 3-2 game and caused basically all by Dallas making big mistakes and mistakes that could be corrected so easily with just coaching and telling your players, stop being a dumbass. They've really showed that they are I think they're in the driver's seat.
I think they are too.
I mean, obviously it comes down game 3 now. It's the turning point. How does each team come out? And because now you're giving Tampa Bay momentum, how do they come out game 3 and respond? Because, they though? Didn't play. I mean, they didn't play their best game, whatever you want to say. They weren't the reason they won, if you want to say that. It was Dallas mistakes. But they capitalized on them. Yeah, they capitalized on the mistakes. It happens in every sport. You don't always win because you beat down the other team. People make mistakes. Other teams make mistakes and lose the game. But now they have the momentum. They have a tied series. They pulled it off. And do they come out now? I mean, obviously, if Dallas shows again that they can contain them, that's another thing. That will continue to show they're in the driver's seat. But if the Lightning come out and get a quick score, or if the Lightning come out and all of a sudden they're just a step faster in game 3, they could be in trouble. Do I think that's going to be the case? No. Because of how Dallas has looked these first 2 games and how they have all postseason, I think they'll get it corrected very quickly. But that's the thing. It's going to come down to this early portion of game 3 and how each team answers.
Interesting tidbit here. The Tampa Bay Lightning took more penalties than and it's only by 1. So the Stars had 5 power plays and the Lightning only had 4. But the thing is though, Tampa Bay capitalized on 2 of them while Dallas only capitalized on 1. If Dallas can churn that around, then this is a completely different series, and Dallas is more so in the driver's seat. I mean, Anton Khudobin is standing on his motherfucking head, dude. Like, the guy's playing out of his mind.
Oh, he's playing unreal. I mean, I can't say anything else. The dude just has kept it on. I mean, he was getting pelted early. Yeah, he allowed those 3 goals, but like you said, it was, 2 of them were on the power play. Goalie's not going to say, oh, I shouldn't have had that just because it was on the power play. They're used to doing that. But at the same time, it's like, okay, you're playing shorthanded, and he let a couple in early, but he was insane the rest of the game. Like, he has been he's on. He's just on, right?
He got hot at the right time.
He did. Before we have some notes on the series still so far. Adam did say, so he said, Ben should have had a penalty for the hit on Kucherov. I think it should have been a 5-minute major for the hit on Como. And then in the third, you could have fucking axe
murdered someone. Yeah, I'll agree with you that I don't know if it's like they call penalties and then they go, oh, you know what, man, we've kind of called a lot, and then they back off of it. Or maybe they just do that to set the tone for the remainder of the game. But I mean, yeah, they were letting them play there at the end of the game. Oh, and I mean, and Steven says Vasilevsky is greater than Khudobin. I mean, I'm going to agree with you on that. Vasilevsky is the better goalie, but the thing is, though, Khudobin is playing better right now.
I mean, I don't want to take anything away from Khudobin either, of Vasilevsky either, because he's played fantastic. I mean, he's been on a run too, but I agree with what you said, though. I think Khudobin has definitely been more hot this postseason and has just been so much better. But he's also had to be. I guess
he's the Stars give up a lot of shots, man. But the thing is, though, they're giving up a lot of shots from like the perimeter. Yeah. Most games they're getting outshot. I mean, it's kind of like every team that plays them is the Kings. All they do is they shoot from the outside. You know what I mean? So of course, like he's gonna face an inordinate amount of shots, but still, the thing is, though, they're
not dangerous. They're less dangerous shots.
But the thing is, though, when those chances are dangerous, he's making the stops.
Yeah, he is, and you can see it too. He's made some unreal saves on some just insane chances that all teams, but even that it was early in Game 3. There was he did like that double lunge with his right leg. Holy shit! Somebody had a wide open net, and he just got that second lunge and stuck that leg out, and it was just, I mean.
Or that save on Cirelli in Game 2, where he was right on the doorstep, sent it into his pads, but then it went up into the air, turned around, and still got it. I was like, damn.
Dude, that was nuts. The worst part was I was watching. I was like, I thought the initial save was awesome. And then I was like, whoa, hold on. Like when I first saw it, until they did the overhead cam, I didn't realize that the puck had bounced there because I was like half paying attention at that point. And I was like, holy shit, he made the save on the thing that bounced in.
This is a great series, though, man.
Yeah.
It is a really, really good series. Two teams that are evenly matched.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm glad to see that it's 1-1, versus somebody kind of in a weird situation, especially because it's not like normal playoffs where you're playing in front of a crowd and you're going home now. And even if you're the home team, like it really isn't a big difference.
Nope.
It's just a longer shift and nobody really, I mean, does it really?
He's got icings. And you get to that's what's going to be interesting these next two games is we get to see how Dallas plays their matchup game. Yeah,
exactly. It'll be fun to watch. I mean, it's been great. So I did some for the finals. I found some notes that were kind of interesting that I think it was NHL Public Relations posts up. They post some cool stuff, like if you want to call them ESPN stats, because they, somebody's got the best average on Thursday nights with the moon at half crescent or whatever the fuck you want to
say. When the humidity is 75% or lower.
Yeah, whatever you said. Oh yeah, you said like LeBron James to the line when the humidity is 48% or some shit. But no, they had some really cool notes. So Tampa Bay now is 6-0 this postseason when following a loss. I mean, that's pretty impressive because you're able to come out and, I mean, that's what we talked about. It's being able to nip that momentum in the butt right away. And they've done a fantastic job all postseason already because when they lost, they come out and got the win. So it'll be interesting to see this game 3. Nikita Kucherov had two assists on game 2. And he collected multiple points for the 7th time during this postseason and 25th in his playoff career, which surpasses Martin St. Louis, which did it 24 times for the most in the playoffs in Tampa Bay Lightning history.
That's wild. He's gonna go down as Tampa Bay's greatest player.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with that one.
Like,
I mean,
he's gonna be the Luke Robitaille to Tampa Bay Lightning. He's just awesome, man. And I can't believe what round did he go in? It was like the 4th or 5th or something. I know he got passed up a bunch.
Yeah, he did.
I want to look that up now. Nikita.
Yeah, you look it up. 58th overall.
Okay. That means he got passed up 58 times. What was that, the third round? Yeah, third round?
Third round, yeah. I mean, and he's I would call him probably a generational talent.
Generational talent, yeah. He's just awesome, man.
Lightning in 6, trying to jinx because I really don't want the Bolts to win. We'll give our picks after we're done going through this, but I'm glad to see Scott tuned in. He's packing away, so got a couple of minutes to join.
Oh, let's get Alex's picks. Go ahead and
yeah. So Joe Pavelski scored his 10th goal of the playoffs, joining a list of Richard, Gretzky, and Brett Hull as the only players to score 10-plus goals in a postseason at the age of 36 or older. I mean, Pavelski, we talked about a couple of times this, but he's on another level this season. I mean,
no, he's just on another level in the playoffs, dude.
Yeah, in the playoffs, he's staying on the same level that he has in the past. He has a great track record of performing in the playoffs.
He's the type of forward that if you have him and you're not in a good position going into playoffs, you could trade him at the deadline for a king's ransom.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
We'll get into that, Steven, if Stamkos will appear.
Yes, we will. Pavelski also scored on his goal. He scored to move into a tie with Dallas Stars franchise icon Mike Modano, 58, for the second most goals among U.S.-born players in NHL history, and trails only Joe Mullen, who has 60. So he's tied for second amongst U.S.-born players with goals in the postseason. I mean, it just shows exactly what you just said. He just has a knack for the playoffs.
Yeah. I wonder if he surpasses that and becomes number one. I feel like he does.
Yeah, I mean, I got to think, especially the as impressive as he's been a focal point this postseason in particular for Dallas. And, they at least have 3 games to go.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I got to imagine he gets 3 goals on that.
Yep, at least.
I know this one Alex would appreciate because he's been all over John Klingberg. John Klingberg assisted on both Dallas goals in Game 2 and recorded the 60th point by a Dallas defenseman in 2020 in the playoffs. They are the 10th team in NHL history to feature 60-plus points by their blue liners in a single playoff year.
Wild. Dude, Klingberg and Heiskanen, man. And Alexiak, bro. Mm-hmm. Alexiak had a goal in Game 2.
Yeah.
I mean, their defensemen are just on another level right now. And they found a great balance, man. That second pairing of Alexiak with Heiskanen is such a good second pair, man. Having Heiskanen over on the right side on his off wing or on his offside, and he's a great puck mover. I mean, that's not to take anything away from Alexiak, man. That kid can skate for being such a big kid.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that for sure. Let's see. Andre
Vasilevsky improved to 6-0 in games following a loss in the 2020 postseason. Only one goaltender in NHL history has recorded more such wins in a single playoff year, and that was Nikolai
Khabibulin.
He was 7-0 with Tampa Bay.
Yes, he was.
I mean, he knows how to turn it on after a loss. He really does.
Yeah, I mean, the team is just, like you said, the matchup here is just
it's
awesome.
This is just such a battle of like the Titans, dude.
I'm glad I'm not a fan of either one because it's just fun to sit back and watch.
Seriously. We were going to cover this down in our notes, but I guess we'll cover this now. In regards to Stamkos, I know that they're saying that he's close to returning, but I mean, they kind of say that stuff all the time. I kind of don't feel like we're going to see him. And even if we do, I don't know if that puts Tampa Bay over the edge.
I don't need it's such a tough call because it really depends on where he's at with his injury, and we don't know. Yep. I mean, if they're holding him out because they don't want him to come back not at 100%, because they've done, perfectly fine all year long. And, they just don't want to put his career in jeopardy or something like that. Then if he comes back, obviously I think that does give an edge because he would be coming back at 100%. But I really don't think that's the case. I think this is the playoffs. I think if he was close to 100%, and not there, I mean, most players, I know it was a little bit different because we had 3 months off, but really, our players still, most of them at 100%, maybe not. So I feel like they would throw him in the line if he comes back to the lineup. He's not going to be 100%.
Wait a minute. Stephen Ferriccioli, because I didn't know what was wrong with Stamkos, but core muscle tear. Ooh, that's tough to come back from, man. Yeah. And if that happened before the playoffs earlier in this year, that takes months of rehabilitation.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I don't think he will. If he comes back, I don't think it's going to be in a 100% category. So I agree with you. I don't think he comes back and he's going to be the difference maker that most people think. So I would say that really is Stamkos, his status. I don't think it gives the Lightning an edge one way or the other. They played perfectly fine all season, and I don't think you throw him in that position, especially with it being a core muscle tear. I think that's just the wrong move.
I'll give it to Adam just because I haven't given one this whole entire time. As the old adage goes, fuck Pat Maroon.
Oh, that's great.
Great series though. We'll see what Game 3 has in store for us tomorrow. Then there's a back-to-back Friday and Saturday. So that back-to-back is going to be a killer. Ben Bishop's still unfit to play, so.
Yeah. We're here 1-1, which makes it a little bit more fun to actually still give a prediction.
Oh, we're going to do our predictions now.
Okay. By the time we do next week, it could. Yeah. It'll either be over or it could be Game 6.
Yep.
Game 7.
So, I got a proxy for Alex. Love you, boo. Okay. He says Tampa in 7.
Okay.
Scott said Tampa in 6.
Yeah, but he also said it as a jinx.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Dallas in 7.
I'm gonna go Dallas in 6.
Ooh.
I am gonna go Dallas in 6. Yes.
Well, what about Adam, Steven? What do you guys think? What are your guys' predictions?
Yeah, since you guys are talking here, I want to give you guys
which we appreciate, man. We love the interaction with people who are at least giving us their time, man. Really appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so Steven says Tampa in 7. Obviously Adam's picking Dallas, but how many games?
But Steven is a very staunch Tampa Bay fan. Sometimes, like in our Facebook page in our LA Kings Facebook page, sometimes I question, like, is he just like a mole for the Tampa Bay Lightning, trying to like root out like who we'd want to trade and stuff? I'm just playing with you, Steven. Dallas in 6 or 7.
Okay, well,
it's gonna be either way though. Yeah. This is gonna be a great series from here on out.
Yeah, I think so too.
They both tested the water. I'm really intrigued to see what Dallas does with that. What Dallas does with the home ice advantage tomorrow, just to see how their matchups go, and then it's gonna be a hell of a ride the rest of the way.
Yeah, it is. I agree. I'm definitely looking forward to watching that. Obviously starting tomorrow, and then the weekend with the back-to-back. That's gonna be very interesting.
I've never first time it's been done in a decade.
Yeah, it's definitely.
I know you are, Steven.
The fun thing is, I just want to touch on it. I think between the I even want to give the NBA their shout out. The NBA and the NHL, the way that they've handled this coming back and it being the end of the season and doing these playoffs in such a weird format, the way they set it up, I think it was awesome. A lot of people are giving shit for, the whole expanded play-in games and stuff like that. But it was just awesome, especially as a fan, being able to wake up, most of us working from home or not working, It was great to be able to watch hockey from literally 9 a.m. all the way until about 8 o'clock. This is Pacific time.
9 or 10 o'clock our time.
Yeah, 9 or 10 o'clock our time until 12 hours. It was 12 hours of hockey because the two bubbles, and then they offset them so they weren't playing at the same time. It was awesome to just be able to tune into game to game to game.
I don't want to give away too much of how I feel about this because this is actually going to be our topic on the Zach and Dave Make a Podcast episode. But I feel like, especially the NHL, they have gotten this right. Honestly, man, I'm not missing going to games that much as long as I can watch it on TV. But I'm also not missing fans being in the arena. It doesn't do anything for me. This is still excellent hockey to watch.
I agree 100%, and I don't want to. Obviously, I don't know what the topic is, but I will agree with that 100%. And I think a lot they've got it particularly right. But I think a lot of the sports that have come back, really, the fans, it doesn't matter, and they've gotten it down with pumped in. If you want to pump in audience and stuff like that, it hasn't been awkward. It's really been pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie. The only knock I'll
give one of the two would be the NBA because it literally looks like they're playing in a high school like gymnasium. Yeah. That's the only knock that I'll give them. But with that being said, the NHL's presentation of this playoffs, like the play-in games, everything has been phenomenal. Yeah. Hats off to like Gary Bettman and the NHL execs who have really made this playoff series like an excellent one to watch.
Yeah, I agree. I couldn't agree more. I really couldn't. Well said. I want to give Scott one more. He said Vasi does have a weakness that Dallas can exploit, and the Stars need to pay him for that information. And if you don't know what it is, if you've watched or listened to us before, Scott talks about Vasilevsky's his glove side being completely exposed, and that's what the Blue Jackets did to him last season.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that a weak glove?
That's what Scott noticed, and that's what he said that Columbus exploited last season when they swept them. So you heard it here, Dallas. Send your money to Scott and start exposing that glove side.
To touch on that, Adam, about the booze from with Bettman, I've actually I don't know if I read it or I saw it, but I think that they have booze lined up for when Bettman hands off the cup.
I saw that too. Yes, and he's basically signed off on it.
Yeah, he said it wouldn't be the playoffs if I didn't get booed when handing off the cup.
Yeah, so that's great. Oh, low glove, weak as hell. He approved on it this season. So there you go, low glove.
Hate me all you want to, but I fucking love Bettman, dude. I love how much he's expanded the game, and I love what he's done for this game. I mean, look at the media attention that the NHL has now. You know what I mean? There's hockey pretty much on everything. There's hockey on, regular channels as far as like NBC and stuff like that. Then you have it on cable channels, on other cable channels and stuff like that. He's gotten the league the exposure that it's needed to be a profitable, really profitable league. Yeah. I mean, look, we're expanding to 32 teams next season. So
yeah, I mean,
season after that.
I agree with that, but I also think that I don't know. I say we just because we're big diehard hockey fans. I wish it could get more exposure here in the United States, but that's just a wish for us.
It's hard to compete with football, dude.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, so that's kind of what we wanted to hit on for the Stanley Cup. We just got some notes here, and then we'll wrap up with our beer as usual. So some shit happened between last week and this week. Joel Edmondson agreed to a 4-year, $14 million contract with Montreal. That's a $3.5 million AAV.
That's the kind of deal that Jonas Brodin should have signed to. Don't at me, Adam.
I agree 100%. I think that's a fair deal for Jonas Brodin. Let's see. Arizona, actually, this one happened day of podcast last time. I forgot to mention it because he was being interviewed. Arizona hired Bill Armstrong to replace John Chaika as the GM. He was the assistant GM for the Blues for multiple seasons, but last season when they won the Cup.
Poor Mike Fuda, dude. Poor Mike Fuda.
What did you say last time? Left at the altar all the time.
Yep, he's always the bridesmaid, dude. But here's the thing, and I said this again, or I said this when it came to when we were talking about it with Florida, because Real Gentleman brought it up to us. I don't think he has the style to lead a team into the future. I'm just going to say that because, I mean, he's flubbed some draft picks. He's flubbed some like player development for the Kings, and I think teams notice that and they go, well, you know what, man, if you can't really read the prospects all that well, so be it.
For those
Steven,
that are
Steven knows, man. Like if you're a Kings fan, again, you know, join our Kings page. It's We're Los Angeles podcast, or we are Los Angeles Hockey Club. We will eventually get back into podcasting once the Kings get back into play, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But dude, this gets touched on a lot. Like Mike Fuda isn't the greatest.
Yeah, so I mean, for those not watching the live stream, Steven, I pinned his comment. He just said Fuda is a dumbass. That's all it says, and it looks fantastic on the stream.
He has just
a good old boy.
Yeah, he's just missed on some key players, man. Like he missed on Dominic Kubalik. Some of like the I mean, he fucking drafted Colton Tubert, dude. Like Vladimir Tarasenko was available.
What? Fuck that guy. You know, we don't need him.
They took Forbort and Torbert before Tarasenko.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So good.
So great.
Fantastic.
I love it.
So I know we talked about. Oh yeah, we missed on Braden Point.
Yeah, they missed on Braden Point too. Thanks, Steven.
Yeah, thanks for mentioning that one. So this one's a bit crazy. I know we talked about Casey Zizekas leaving one of the games and then not playing, obviously, the last game. He ended up having a detached retina and had surgery last Monday. A recovery period on that 6 weeks. That's pretty scary, though. I mean,
I got a question. Yeah. If you detach your retina, does that mean you're blind in that eye? I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
What does this mean?
I'm not an optometrist, or I'd give you a better answer.
Detached retina.
Retina.
Yeah, I should have looked that up.
Alex Lentiniemi before Point.
They gave him a chance last season, dude. They really did. They gave him a chance, but kid is a pylon. But seriously, though, I shouldn't have looked up detached retinas.
Is it bad? Okay. So it's bad regardless. Okay. So it's not good.
I don't want to talk about it.
He will recover in 6 weeks, which is good, but Jesus.
Can you imagine being blind for 6 weeks? That must be shit.
Yeah, that blows. So contract talks officially have broke off between the St. Louis Blues and Alex Pietrangelo, and he's expected to pursue free agency. The Blues basically said, you go ahead.
Who's going to pay him? It's a flat cap. A lot of teams are in cap troubles. The only teams that can theoretically sign him would be the Los Angeles Kings, the Detroit Red Wings, or Ottawa. And I don't. He may go to Ottawa because they have the money to do it.
Does he sign a 1-year deal?
He honestly, if I were Pietrangelo, I would sign a 1-year deal. He kind of has to because it's a flat cap. Nobody really has the money to sign anybody huge unless you want to go to those 3 teams. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting. It's yeah, somebody will make. Yeah, I agree with that, Adam. We talked about it. I mean, I think somebody's going to make cap for that if they want it to work long term. But I think that's the only other option. Somebody's got to make the cap, or he's got to just say, okay, I'm signing a short deal because of the cap situation due to everything else, and we'll test this again next season. But I agree. I think there's going to be a team that moves that money. Ask the Kraken who they want us to sign.
How much? How much
I
is
like
Anaheim going to have next season? 2021 projected cap space for the Anaheim Ducks is $470,000, but the following year they got 30 mil. What a jump!
Damn. Yeah, that's crazy.
That's the Kraken who they want us to sign.
I like it.
The Jets could make it work. Yeah.
Should they? Probably.
They might.
Yeah.
Stays in the Central. Yeah. That would actually make a lot of sense. The Jets do need him.
Yeah, they do. Ever since what's it called? They traded what's the name to New York.
But that'll be one of our big shows, man. Going into like the
we'll talk about a lot of that shit.
Or free agency and stuff leading up into free agency. We'll have like a big show where we talk about who goes where, what goes where, blah 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 blah. The trade deadline, you're probably going to see a lot of trades this year. Or trade deadline, the draft.
Draft and free agency is going to be really entertaining.
Awesome. It's going to be awesome, dude. Where you're on at 6 a.m. You're on Twitter, just refreshing.
Yeah. So Minnesota continues their
fucking.
Yeah, that's the way to put it. Thank you. So they traded Eric Stahl to Buffalo for Marcus Johansson.
I guess Stahl didn't want to play. What you said about the GM last week.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, that's right. The quote he said. Yeah, I remember that.
This helps Buffalo a lot, and that's probably going to entice Eichel to want to stay there. That gives them a really solid 2C until Dylan Cousins. I brought this up the other couple shows ago about signing maybe like a Mikhail Granlund or something like that.
Yep.
It gives you a viable 2C until Dylan Cousins like takes over, or maybe even Casey Middlestat. This definitely puts them back into, I don't want to say like contender, but maybe trying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, sorry. I'm laughing at Adam's comment on Minnesota. He said my Beagle could do he said his Beagle could do a better fuck job than the Wild front office.
What is he doing, bro? Like, that's what I want to know is what is he doing? Marcus Johansson is a shell of himself since leaving Washington.
His, he said, you heard it here straight from Minnesota. He said if they don't want to play, they're going to get shipped out.
I guess the whole team doesn't want to play there, dude. Terrible.
Yeah,
terrible. Especially with what we're about to bring up in a couple more topics.
Oh, we'll bring it up.
We might as well bring it up now. Yeah. All three of those.
Yeah, do it. Go ahead, Zach.
Minnesota Wild will not bring back Mikko Koivu. He's also Minnesota's all-time leading scorer. I could see this. He is older. So, I mean, that...
Hold on. I could see this if they didn't do everything else.
Yeah, I agree. Who the fuck's going to play for him? And then, on top of that, Matt Dumba has officially been put on the trade block by Minnesota. Dude, you know how those Minnesotans don't like those Black Lives Matters, dude.
Yeah.
That's what it is. They don't like their diversity. No, I'm just playing Minnesota people. I love you. I have a lot of homies from Minnesota. They love diversity.
It's a yoke.
Why you have to be mad? It's only a yoke. But I mean, like, honestly though, dude, like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Now, granted, shipping out Matt Dumba is going to get you a king's ransom, dude. The guy is a motherfucking stud. Yeah. And with all the initiatives that the league is trying to do around diversity and all this stuff, that is a great person to have on your team right now. 100% great PR. You know what's not good PR? Putting that guy on the fucking trade block.
Yeah, exactly. Especially when he's your best defenseman and probably best player.
Oh, my God. What is he doing, dude? What is this guy doing? Does he even know what he's doing?
One good move, getting Kevin Fiala, and basically turned it into a shit show since then.
I know what they're going to do.
What's this?
It's going to be 4 lines of just Kevin Fiala.
That's what they're doing. They're freeing up all of this money because they're looking in cloning.
Yeah. they're gonna bring it to the NHL, boys. You heard it here first. E5 confirmed.
Fuck the quote unquote state of hockey.
I am the state of hockey.
Oh shit. So a little bit of good news for Pittsburgh, I think. Jared McCann signed a 2-year, $5.88 million contract. Pittsburgh, 2.94.
That's not a bad contract to sign him
He's
to.
pretty good defenseman.
That's a forward.
Oh, wrong McCann. Sorry, my bad.
Jared McCann's a forward. Great bottom six guy, and that's a reasonable contract, under $3 million.
Yeah, I was thinking, wasn't the other McCann there too? Defense before.
I know there was a McCann that was defense. I can't remember what his first name is.
I think he was there a few years ago. That was the wrong one. Yeah, Jared McCann. No, he's
you need to highlight that comment from Scott.
Oh, which one?
What would a team of Ryan Reeves clones look like? They would never score. They would just lead the league in hits. They would literally just hit everything, dude. And then Adam follows it up better than the Wild.
Probably true.
Truth. Out here spitting hot fire.
Because they could sit in front of the net and at least redirect some shit.
Yeah, if somebody can get a shot off.
Yeah, this is true.
Hey, you know what, man? That's such a knock on Ryan Reeves, dude, because Ryan Reeves has adapted his game so well to the new NHL, dude. He really has.
Yeah, we talked about it last week. We talked about him, especially the contract he's on. What was it, like 1.75 or something like that?
Yep.
And, I mean, he's just a big presence. And
he's just like, I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. Seems like a cool guy to have a beer with, too. That's besides the point. Ottawa officially brought back their 2D logo. And I guess they're going to announce their full new look on October 6th. Pretty cool. I think a lot of people are kind of, going back to the retro thing. I mean, it's about all they can do right now. That's exciting.
Have to get the fans enticed somehow.
Yeah, that's the only exciting thing they could do at this point.
That's about the only thing they could do. Here's a bit of...
Hold on, did you see Adam's comment on Reeves? He said, I'd pay him 1.75 to be an asshole and get suspended a few times a year.
Oh, yeah, dude. Hell yeah. I would do that, too. Another bit of great news.
Yes.
Great news. You know what that's from, right? Kevin and Bean?
Yes.
All right, very good. Jim Montgomery was hired by St. Louis as an assistant coach. You love to see it, man. I'm glad that he's got his stuff turned around. Oh, boy.
Oh, Amelia's here.
Oh, boy. Our number one fan.
She's late today. I'm kind of disappointed.
Yeah, there she is.
Hopefully she's doing homework.
Love you.
She doing homework at least, Nick? That's why she's late? Okay. Good excuse.
Jim Montgomery hired by St. Louis as assistant coach. Love to see it, man. Guy absolutely deserves it. It sucks that he, fell into whatever hole that he was in, but I'm glad that he was able to dig himself out. Yep. He deserves it.
I agree. I mean, we talked about him being one of the coaches on the coaching carousel that was probably going to find a job. Not a head coach yet, but
probably has to prove himself again.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's more of a prove me, prove you still got it or you got your shit together.
Yep, exactly.
So more bit of news. We don't have any official word on anything yet, but over the last couple of days, there's been some news coming out about the next season because obviously we're winding down on this season finally, being in the Stanley Cup Final. So as of this morning, I saw that the NHL is planning for a full 82-game schedule with normal playoffs like we're used to. Fans to be phased in. The initial plan was to start on December 1st, but it is now looking like, or possible is the word that they used, that it will probably start in late December to early January.
This may bode well for the NHL because they may get into a cycle where we're not competing with other sports. We may be competing with the NBA just a smidge, but dude, like they may be getting themselves into a track where it's this is where I'm a bit confused, man. If we do a full 82 game schedule starting in December or January, how do you pull that off and get back into the regular the regular seasons that we were used to. Now, are they going to completely switch it up and just have seasons run from how long are the seasons now? October till April. So what is that? November, December, January, February, March, April, May. So 7 months. So then we would go December to July and then have playoffs after that. I mean, I don't know. It just, I don't know how they're going to. The only way that I could see them doing this is if they do a half season, like the lockout shortened season that we had in 2013. The only way I could see this happening is if we went to how we did it that year and then have the playoffs like normal and then go back into normal off season, all that good stuff. Or if they just completely flip the script and back, you know what, man, our season's going to run from this to this, and that's how it's going to be now.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see. I agree. I mean, obviously, we don't have all the details yet. They're still debating it, really. I mean, they don't even know. That's why it's still, is it going to start on December 1st like they planned, or is it not? They haven't even picked that. So at this point, we don't even know when a start date would be. So we don't know how it's going to play out just yet.
Yeah.
And I know Scott was asking, and they're debating in the comments about the fans in indoor arenas. That we don't know. And what they were saying is that really it's going to come down to obviously the different, just like the NFL is. Certain states are more open than others, so they're allowing a percentage of people to come in. Obviously, that's outdoors versus indoors. But they said also that it would be a phased approach. So it would be more of, the places that are beginning to open up a little bit. Some of those maybe will be able to get like a 30% capacity or a 20% capacity. And that will just, he was saying that no matter what, it doesn't have to be, we start this day, the beginning of the season, it starts here and we're having no fans. It doesn't mean that has to be for the whole season. It could be, we're starting with no fans, but, we'll see how what happens with the whole pandemic going forward. If all of a sudden we're allowed to begin going back, then cool, we'll phase it in. They're not going to just say, here, everybody, here's your 20,000, 18,000 fans, pack into the Staples Center.
Not until there's a vaccine, at least.
Yeah, so
I'm going to touch on this because Amelia put the crying emoji and then the good vibes.
Yes.
Amelia has told me at least 17 times since this pandemic started that she misses going to games, so I know it's killing her. Me, on the contrary, I don't mind watching on TV. I actually prefer to watch on TV.
Yeah, I mean, I would rather watch. At this point, I am okay with it because we had zero sports for 3.5 months. So it makes it a little bit more palpable. But at the same point, yeah, of course, I miss going and watching in it. I used to go to Dodgers and Kings games all the time. It's just like it sucks. I like the experience, and obviously, like going and hanging out with people and going to get a beer before at Yard House, and but it makes it a little bit easier, and I'm more accepting and okay with watching just on TV if that's what it's got to be, because I would rather have any sports versus none. I
just want hockey. I agree.
I just want hockey. Yes, that's exactly. That's my point there. It's just, I agree. Yeah, Scott said he's so used to the pandemic at this point, whatever bad sports news I get, I'm numb.
I'm just numb to all bad news now, dude.
Yeah, that's true.
I say, fuck it. It's 2020, bro. We're going to be saying that for years to come now, dude. It's fucking 2020, dude.
2020.
Who knew that going into this decade would be such a shit show?
Don't know.
The Chinese knew.
And then the last note on the season and how it might affect it. They said if there's a delayed start, it might impact the Winter Classic. They don't know how yet, but
bro, we're not having Winter Classics. We're not going to have that. We're not going to have that this year. You're not going to be able to fill a football stadium and stuff like that.
No, but they can still go play.
Yeah, but still though, dude, the cost to do it isn't going to be outweighed by the TV revenue that you're going to get. It's not.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I agree with that. And then the last
pandemic.
and then the last bit of news we got: Bo Bogner was retained by the San Jose Sharks as the head coach, so they removed the interim tag.
As the old adage goes, man.
Fuck the Sharks.
Fuck the Sharks.
But now the last thing we got here is just some beer, and we both got one. So what do you got there, Zach?
So I went with the Don't Go In There. That's a Spook House. This is a hazy double IPA or hazy double India Pale Ale brewed with Malaysia Bionica and Chardonnay juice. The Chardonnay juice really added a different aftertaste than what I was expecting. And the reason why is because the malts that were used were oats and wheat, and then also like pale malts as well. So it had like a real like crisp taste, but then on the back end, the Chardonnay just added just a little bit of a different like aftertaste than what I was expecting, especially with the oats and the wheat. We didn't even. What's our grading scale?
Oh, well, I didn't hit my beer yet.
Oh yeah. So yeah, no.
Very,
very good. Don't Go In There. That's a Spook House from Pariah Brewing.
Yeah, I'm like I told you once you showed me that, I actually saw a picture of that, so I'm hoping to get a hold of that sometime soon. I'll be looking for it. Myself, I got the Crowns and Axes. It is a collaboration between Crowns and Hops Brewing and Great Notion, our buddies. Great Notion, best. So good. Loved a Great Notion. Once I saw Great Notion, I was like, "Oh, I'm going to get it."
Before you get into that, anybody who's listening, if you ever get a chance to go to Portland, check out motherfucking Great Notion, dude. They're on Alberta Street. It's down the street from a great place called what's that breakfast place? Pines, the ones where you get that the biscuit with the chicken, the egg, and the gravy on it. Pine Street? Pine State. Pine State. Yeah, Pine State. Eat breakfast there. After you eat breakfast, go to Great Notion. They're all on the same street in Alberta. Great Notion has the best beer I've ever tasted in my life, ever. Amazing.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Zach, Dave, and
Kevin
told me about this place. So when I went to Portland, I did the same thing, and I couldn't agree more. I mean, every single beer I've had from there is
just
fantastic.
Phenomenal. Yeah, it's the water, dude. The whatever water that they use. I mean, any brewery that you go to in Portland is going to have amazing beers. It's the water, but Great Notion, hands down, without a doubt, the best brewery I've ever been to.
I agree with that. But yeah, so this is a collaboration with another. It's actually a brewery in Inglewood. So this is a strawberry guava gose, not an IPA. But like I said, Great Notion. I was going to grab it. Really good. The gose. I've been really enjoying the gose and the sours recently. I have enough IPAs, so I've been mixing those in so I get some different flavors. But this is really good. The whole I feel like I've had a lot of different strawberry or guava. One or the other was in pretty much a lot of the goses I've been having over the last few months. But it's really good. It's really refreshing. It's 5%. Just an easy drinker. It's
the Crowns and Hops. Is that brewery, the first black owned brewery, and they built it in Inglewood, right?
I think so. That sounds right. That actually sounds right. Crowns and Hops. But yeah, it's been something that I've been on recently. Is that what it was?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Yes, sir, bro. I remember hearing on the news when they were about to, when they were building it, dude. I wanted to go so bad. I love it, bro. Love it.
Yeah, so it was really good. It's really refreshing. It's the gose is a little bit. I think you're okay with goses, right? You don't like no, because they're more like a sour.
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
It's just that it bothers my tongue, dude. With sours and ghosts, like anytime I drink them, it just bothers my tongue when it's going down. Can't do it.
Got it. But you know, it's Great Notion, so maybe you'll give it a try if you see it.
Possibly.
But yeah, I mean, really good, easy drinker, delicious flavors. So good, supporting my favorite brewery and this new one that you said was built in Inglewood. So pretty cool.
I got a rating scale for us.
Okay, what is it?
On a scale between 1 and 10 of detached retinas on Casey Cizikas. I'm gonna go. I'll start off. I'll go a 7.5 detached retinas. It was good. Will I go out of my way to get it again? No. The Chardonnay juice on the downslope really kind of threw me off a bit, but it was good.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to, I think, agree with you. I mean, as much as I enjoy this beer, I'm probably not going to go out of my way with it. I went out of my way, or would go out of my way, just because it has a Great Notion label on it the first time. But I would agree. I think it's more of an easy drinker. If I was, you know, walking through a store and they had it, yeah, absolutely, I'd pick it up. But definitely not making a drive out of my way. But yeah, 7.5 detached retinas for myself as well.
So with that being said, make sure to follow us on all the socials. You can find us on YouTube, find us on Twitter, find us on Facebook. Also, if you're free Thursday night, like I said, me and my buddy Dave are going to be doing our second ever episode of Zach and Dave Make a Podcast, where we kind of talk about just whatever. But
you're live streaming, right?
Yeah, we're gonna do StreamYards. Right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we're gonna do StreamYards. Yeah, dude. But you know what they say, man. With that being said.